welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelly if you're new, and this is episode 6 of my Granny Square series. Hey guys, so today we are working with 11 and 12 of our cards. So 11 and 12 of the Granny Squares, I was very excited. Look at how cool those cards looked. And then the Stitches cards always look less awesome. This is how a lot of them look. Like it's just variations of different clusters and stitches, and so I know there's a waffle stitch coming, and I'm very excited because I've had people say, oh yeah, that's all I do is the waffle stitch, and I'm like, don't think I've ever done a waffle stitch or made like one of those waffle blankets, and I'm very excited to get to that one. So let's do the boring ones first. So 11 is baby blocks. So if you remember the other day, let me see if I can pull it out. I keep them all here in my drawer. Nope, don't go off. In the drawer, in the drawer, in the drawer. Okay, so this one is the blocks. And so baby blocks. Also, we changed colors this week, starting this week. And so I was going to go towards starting into fall colors, but I pulled this green and I pulled this blue, and I was like, looks lovely. So I know it's not a square, but the little tiny blocks got so tight that it got so small, and I was just like, this is going to take forever. I'm all done. But don't mind the ends. I think it turned out really cool. And then it's blocks and V's. And so I did this one in just one color. And so if you can see, there's a row of blocks and then there's a row of V's. So it looks kind of cool. And again, I messed up on the edge. So this side has a lot more stitches in the edge. And I don't know. It's hard to do the edge when you're putting it into the like the chain, because on these ones you have to put it around the chain. You see what I mean? So when you turn your work and you chain 3 to get to the next, that's where you put your stitches. And so you lose focus and you miscount, and then you end up with a rectangle, lopsided rectangle instead of. But that's okay. We're learning still. I have to figure out. What I really need to figure out is, so the pattern, it tells you like how many chains to do, and then you have to add a certain amount, and I never add the right amount, and it drives me crazy because I end up having to redo it because it doesn't end how it's supposed to end. Does that make sense? So I get a little frustrated. This one I didn't have any problems with. It's these ones that, because if you look, I will show you. So it ends here, and then you have to chain, and then another chain, and then do the V's, and then it ends with one and into the chain, and it gets a little complicated reading patterns like this. And I have patterns that have this type of pattern work on it, and like I can read it, but it's like these instructions on the side are like, what? So now we're gonna get into the mitered and the mitered solid. So this is also the last one where there's a granny square and then a solid. Back to back like this. I started with the blue and the green for these ones, but I felt like it needed all the colors, so I did color change, and it does have all the colors. So the granny square, I'll show you that one. Look at how cool that one looks. Look at how cool that looks. I feel like it did get a little, but nothing a little blocking. Yeah, there we go. Can't do. And then the solid works out. Oh. Works out pretty good, I think. They ended up, I never have a problem with the granny square ones, and I'm really enjoying the granny square ones. The stitches ones are going to kill me. So that is our cards for this week. Next week we're doing 13 and 14, and then I think we have 3 more sets of cards, and then we start getting into flowers, and I'm so excited for that. So put these in my drawer and forget about them, because that's the best part of doing these granny squares. I can work on them for like 30, 40 minutes, and then I put them away, and I don't have to think about them, and I could focus on prepping for my next market. But I did go out to my trailer and pull out some more of the loveys that I have finished. So we don't want to see this part. We want to see it without the little tag on it. But look, I made Blanky. Isn't he cool? Like I said, this ages me a little bit, because if you're not old enough to know what the Brave Little Toaster is, so this is just half doubles. I don't remember how many. I kind of just made it into a square. And then I found a little pattern for his little head. That is really just a little rectangle, and then you embroider the mouth and make a little button circle. It's pretty easy, really. It's pretty easy, really. And then I did go and get my Grogu. Because remember, I started the other one, and I was going to make it into a Grogu, and then I was like, no, I already have one. So here he is. Here he is. And I really want to start making more of these. Put in the comments which one I should make next. Should I make a character? I do a lot of Pokemon for my events. But if you remember, this is 12 by 12, and I made the other one a little bigger, and I think that's much better. It is all the way over there, and I'm not gonna go get that, but trust me, it's bigger. So that's, leave in the comments what, if I should make an animal, what kind of baby lovey should I make next? That's all I got for today. come back and join me for 13 and 14. We'll be really excited. We'll get to the flowers soon, I promise. And hope you have a great day. Bye.